You know, I always say cloudy headlights are like, you know, when your teeth don't look real bright and shiny, right? It kind of ages you a little bit. Take a look at how foggy some of these lights are. All right, look at that. Do your headlights look like that? Well, what if I told you you could transform them in just a matter of minutes, like about 20 minutes to a half hour. That's all it'll take you. You don't have to have any fancy power tools. It's a 3-step method, and it really works. This is not a coating only that just gets rid of it for like a week or two. This actually removes material and brings back that original clarity that you had to your polycarbonate lenses. It's only $19.95. The kit has been upgraded. We're now including extra wipes. It's so easy to use. It's called Cerakote. You gotta grab this, guys. I'm telling you, it's amazing. Also amazing is my good friend Linda Lyday, who is joining us. Hi, Linda.
How are you?
It's good to see you.
Yeah, thank you.
So let me, quick story.
Right.
I'll tell you that quick because I know you got a lot to show.
Okay.
So I had a car, my last car, I leased it and then I decided to buy it.
Right.
So the car was about 5 years old. It was a beautiful, nice car, but the lenses were cloudy.
Oh, yeah.
And I felt like my car looked terrible every time I brought it to a body shop.
And what'd they say?
They said, well, you have to remove material. We sand it down. We're going to put a coating on it. $175. I paid it. It looked amazing. Right. But it was $175. This is $20.
I know, absolutely. So I had a Jeep for 20 years. Same thing, right? Yeah. Years ago, I had like this, you know, product, and they said, you know, oh, it was going to make it looked great for 2 weeks. Yeah, but it doesn't. And then all of a sudden, it stopped working, and then I had to buy new headlights for it. That was about $400.
New headlights for my car? What? Over $1,000. Yeah. Because you have to buy the whole assembly. You can't just buy the lenses.
Exactly. Okay.
So anyway, how does it work?
Cerakote is here to save the day. Now look at this. This may be like your headlights, right? So half of this, if you can see half of this, right? Oh, yeah. Look at this, okay? This.
So you got treated and untreated.
And then you get it treated here. And that's, so listen, this, on this side, it looks like, I always like liken it to about, you know, if a 3-year-old got a hold of your glasses. Yeah. Right? I mean, you can't see, right? It takes out about 50% of your, of the sight there. These are the steps, right? 3 easy steps. The first step you're going to do is you're going to, well, first of all, you're going to wash your car. Get any kind of dirt off. Make sure it's super dry. Yep. Step number 1, the oxidation remover, okay? So this is so important, oxidation. Now you're going to go into step 2, and this is going to wet sand. You get the disc, you get the handle and the applicator that it comes with, and then it's easy. You're going to wet sand it, and there's 2 different sanding papers that you're going to put on. You're going to put on the 2000 and the 3000. You're going to go back and forth, and then once you do that, make sure it's nice and dry, and then the very end is where all the magic comes, right? So step 3, this is a ceramic coating, and this is why Cerakote is the #1 brand in headlight restoration. #1 brand. So what you're going to do then is you're just going to literally wipe it on, and I'll show you this. Let me just show you the steps right here.
It's so easy.
Let's talk about oxidation. First of all, pop the hood up. If you want, I always like to, because I get a little over, you know, you might want to put a little tape.
You're sanding.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, well, you can put a little tape around it. But it's right here, step 1. You get 4 of these. You're going to get 4 of these. You're going to use all 4 on one headlight. You're going to get another 4, so 8 in total. Make sure you don't skimp on it. You're going to start to think like, oh, maybe I don't need to do that. No. What you're going to do is you're going to go back and forth, back and forth. You can also do this. You can do swirls. Only on this step can you do the swirls though. But I like to just keep it going back and forth. Now, as I start doing this, you might actually start to feel it heat up. Look at this. This is what you're starting to get to, right? Now, what is oxidation? That's the UV light that hits that polycarbonate, and it starts to break it down. So after you do 4 of these, and just look at it, and you're not gonna believe it, even down to the 4th one, you're gonna still have this. But you have to get even more, which is underneath here. So now this is the wet sanding. You're going to use the 2000, right? 2000 is the higher grit, if you can believe it. I mean, the lower grit, and then you're gonna go 3000. So you use the red first, and what you're gonna do is you're going to liberally, now this is after step 1, you liberally put some water on it, and what I like to do, you're gonna go back and forth. Now, what you start to see is you start to see this streaking, and the streaking that starts to come down on this, that's more of this oxidation. And this also gives the polycarbonate a little bit of tooth. and you just keep wet sanding it here. I use a sprayer and I make sure that I keep going back and forth. Now, don't do swirls. You want to go back and forth long ways. You take this off after 2 minutes. Make sure you just set your, your timer 2 minutes. Now 2 minutes on this one. This is the 3000 grit.
So it's a finer.
And it's a finer, right? So now you're giving it some tooth. You're taking all of that oxidation off of there. And once you get all of that done, okay, let's say 2 minutes is done. Then I'm going to wipe this down. I'll wipe it, make sure it's super dry before the third step. Now we come over here. Once it's dry, look at this. You're gonna go, oh no, did I like ruin it? Like it looks cloudy. But this is where the magic happens. So what I want you to know is that the ceramic coating literally bonds with the polycarbonate. I want you to cross hatch it 50%, right? So I'm going over this 50, like halfway through.
Look at that.
And look at this. And then you go around. This is why you want to pop the hood, right?
Yeah.
You're going to go around it and look at that. Now, give yourself 2 hours before it gets wet.
Yeah.
So make sure you don't do it on a rainy day.
You want that to set in a little bit. It has to cure almost for a couple of hours.
Right.
And then once you do that, you got like a brand new front of your car.
This is how this is, and this is going to stay like this for as long as you own that car.
See, that's the best part, because it takes years for that oxidation to happen,
right.
But it only takes a matter of minutes to remove it. You will be absolutely amazed. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to order this and I want you to try it. If it does not work, you return it, but I know it does. I've watched the people use this. I've recommended this to people, and they're like, I almost gave up because I didn't want to replace the headlights, because the headlights were hundreds of dollars. Because when you buy this, you have to buy this whole assembly.
Yes.
They do not want to sell you just the outside.
That's right.
They want to sell you the whole headlight, and those things on an expensive car could be $500, $600, $700 a piece. They're really expensive, and if you look at it from the back, you understand why. Clean the front. If you have an older car, maybe you've got a collectible car, right? You don't want to get rid of it. Maybe it's that old Chevy truck that you're just like, I can't get rid of this thing.
Right.
But nobody wants the headlights when they're hazy like that.
Right.
Doesn't look antique. It looks old.
It looks old.
Right.
So my Jeep, 20 years old, when I sold my Jeep, which was just a few months ago, it looked new. And why is that? Because I use Cerakote on my headlights, and it just gives, to me, it's almost like for a woman, like putting lipstick, right? You just light up, right? This is going to give you, not only does it make your car look great, because your car is like one of your highest investments, right? Your home, your car, but it also is going to give you better visibility. Now remember that the ceramic coating that Cerakote makes is when you put on that last layer, Guy, it literally, the polycarbonate and the ceramic coating go like this. They literally go like this. It's not just like it's just on top and it's going to move. It goes, it interlocks with it, right?
It's an amazing product, and it's easy to do. You don't need any power tools, which I love, because there's other kits that say you need a drill, you need this, you have to buy all these extra attachments. You don't have to do that with this. It's only $19.95. That's our HSN deal price. If you know a car, maybe it's your kid's car, you bought them a used car and it looks awful and you want to fix it up, this is the way to do it. 826-841 is the item number. Only $3.99 on FlexPay, because everything today is on 5Flex. All right. We have a jam-packed first hour, but we got a couple of little sort of specials. Linda's gonna hang out for a couple of them with us. It's called our 5 in 5. So here we go, 5 in 5. All right. So if you love